my favorite shows growing up as a kid, I loved the 20th Century with Walter Cronkite, which was very much about science, technology, and space. And that was one of my favorites.
Ну, если мы говорим именно о фильме, который какой-то фантастический, то мне нравился фильм «Гости из будущего». Это наш фильм, который показывали. Это детский фильм. И я был школьником, как раз мне было интересно смотреть.
I remember Buck Rogers, and I remember watching that faithfully every week and ordered all the paraphernalia they would let you order. So as a child, I would say it was that, and then when Star Trek came along, I thoroughly enjoyed that.
I was a big fan of Star Trek, and I would certainly lie if I said that that has not had an influence on me. I think it did have a huge influence in stimulating that imagination and that sense of wonder and that will to go out and explore and to boldly go where no one has gone before.
I wanted to be Captain Kirk and Spock all at the same time.
I think with Star Trek, I'm not sure there was any one character I wanted to be, but with Star Wars, you know, I mean, who didn't want to fly an X-Wing fighter? So I would have chosen Luke Skywalker. I love Star Wars. I've loved all the Star Wars movies and I'm a huge fan. I also enjoyed watching Star Trek as well, and some of the concepts there, you know, about travel faster than the speed of light and visiting other galaxies, you know, really helped getting the imagination going, the creativity.
I wasn't a Trekkie fan. I did watch a bunch of it, but it's funny how life imitates art, because a lot of the things that we do now on space station, if you see passageways on the spaceship Enterprise, you'll see signposts with lots of different languages in different graphics. We use a highly graphical environment on the space station because not everybody comes to the party being extremely capable in English, so the background for what you need to know is highly graphical. We got that from Star Trek.
I remember being here in Cambridge as an undergraduate doing my physics, and the first Star Wars movie came out. It was an absolute groundbreaker. The special effects, the drama, the space scenes, they were fantastic. I remember going to the Market Cinema here, going to it with my girlfriend Catherine. We watched it and I just got right back in the queue. I went to the second showing of that movie. I was so excited by it.
One of the first movies that really had a big impact on me was 2001, A Space Odyssey. And interestingly, it was the first movie I watched in space while I was exercising on the space station. It got a little creepy at one point, but actually really brought home to me where I was and what I was doing, and that here I was in 2001 on the space station. That really was a meaningful time to me.
I actually watched Alien with a group of friends, and it turns out that the whole point of watching the movie with me was to watch me watching the movie. I'm like a jumper. I'm a yeller and a jumper in the movie theater. So the scary sci-fi movies, those are not for me. And I did actually have an experience on the space station where, and this is not like one of those experiences, but you know, we're all usually awake at the same time, but at the very end of the mission, we sort of split our shifts and the space shuttle was up to install a new module. And our job was to stay on the same sleep shift. So we were sleeping and I woke up because there was clanging on the roof. And I just remember waking up and thinking, there is really not supposed to be clanging on the roof of the space station. And then I realized that it was actually my fellow astronauts out there doing a spacewalk, clunking around.
It's a great problem-solving movie. It obviously a lot of it is a big leap of faith, and being able to get that much hardware to Mars is going to be extremely difficult. But the details of how they planned it out, how they tried to supply the missions, how they rescued the missions, and it gave you an idea of the scale of the problem that you're trying to solve by supporting someone that far away, millions and millions of miles away. And so I enjoyed that movie very much. And I thought the cast and the crew did a fantastic job with it.